G'day everyone, here's an analysis of how Tom Brady performed in Game 1. Oh, I should also let you know that I'm posting videos at 9 PM Sydney, Australia time now. It's an hour earlier than I normally post it, so 9 PM Sydney, Australia time. Alright, on with the show.
A 31-29 final score, the Bucs beating the Cowboys on a game-winning field goal with hardly any time left. Tom Brady needing to drive the field to set up Ryan Suckup for a field goal, having only 84 seconds and one timeout to do it. We've seen that movie many times before, and it played out again on the Dallas Cowboys.
Unbelievable. If anything, it does seem like his arm's getting stronger, not weaker, as he gets deeper into his 40s.
No question, Mike. I mean, listen, nobody's watched Tom Brady more than me as far as, like, outside of New England. I mean, I've been obsessed with him since I was in college. I could tell you every technique he's thrown with throughout his career. You've heard me talk about it, you know. And those years of 2011, 12, 13, he had some weird flaws in his technique throwing the football. Yeah, they were winning games, so we've discussed it. He had issues throwing the ball down the field. The numbers say that. But, man, he just is such a technician. And being on the field, I mean, I've caught passes from Brady, you know, in practice. I've of course played against him in 2005 in a late game in December. He's always had an incredibly strong arm. He really has. But now he's got like the technique and the mechanics that are really allowing him to just step on the gas and be accurate at any time. And that, to me, yes, he's throwing the ball better now than he was in 2012, 2013. And being on the field in pregame, Mike, hey, Dak Prescott's got a pretty strong arm. And it's not as strong as Brady's. It's not. I mean, Brady throwing the ball in pregame warm-up, just first off, the way he looked, and I'm sorry, I just got to wax poetically about this just because it really is amazing. Every ball. It's like it's perfect spiral. It's like you hear me say with Rodgers and Mahomes, the ball spins so hard now it makes a sound, and you go like, is that an optical illusion? Like you got to look at it twice. It's spinning so hard.
Surely after seeing this game, even the biggest haters have to admit Brady's arm is as strong as it's ever been. His releases are quicker. He was off balance, falling and throwing to Fournette. What about when his arm got hit just as he's about to throw? He still held onto the ball, adjusted and reloaded. And that 60-yard Hail Mary to Gronk, I mean, it was a thing of beauty. And I don't count that as an interception. And by the way, I don't count the Fournette miscatch as an interception either. But back to the Hail Mary, that showed you how selfless Brady is. He doesn't care about individual stats. Obviously, that was a high-risk throw. But it was at the end of the half and he was giving the receivers a chance to get a tutty. You can't blame the man for giving his mates a go. To me, Brady's arm looked as good as it's ever been. What do you guys think?
Neck up, Brady's as great as ever. And the arm. You could say his most impressive throw last night, not the back shoulder one to Godwin that got so many Cowboys fans up in arms because it was, you know, a possible OPI. There was a lot of jostling, but Godwin definitely did extend. Put a pin in that in a second. We'll remove it. His most impressive throw to me was the Hail Mary at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
He's 44 years old, and it looked like a Rodgers Hail Mary, a perfect parabola, up in the air and come straight down the chimney
And Gronk was
in
right
the
there.
back of the end
He
zone.
was right there.
Remember Phillip Rivers last year in his last game where the Colts needed a Hail Mary? And you're like, this ain't happening.
Yeah, right.
And Brady's got 5+ years on Rivers. He's making every throw. Not an ounce of a hint in the area code of a diminished return out of this 44-year-old man. 379 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 picks. And the picks, you could make the case weren't on him. Incredible. Good luck, rest of the league. Good luck. Evans didn't even play. Evans didn't even really have much of a night either.
As my fantasy team will attest.
He looked like he was a little banged up. But AB showed up.
He sure did. And Gronk with 2 touchdowns.
I don't even count that second interception that he threw, Skip. I will always commend a quarterback. If at the end of the half he attempts to throw the Hail Mary, Skip, and he gets picked, because I've seen too many guys check it down.
Because you care about your stats.
Yeah.
Yes.
You worry about your QUR, your passer rating, your interception. And Brady said, the hell with that. Let me give my guys a chance.
And then the other thing I'll say about Brady too, Mike, and you tell me if you notice this a little, you know, his legs and things look thicker and stronger now than they did 6 years ago. You know, I don't know if he's doing more squats or what it is, but there's a pop in his leg and a look in his leg in the uniform. There was 2 years ago in New England, I was going, damn, he can barely keep the pants over his butt. He lost his butt. Now right now, he looks like he's got a base under him, and it's just, I can't say enough about how damn good Tom Brady looks.
This game came down to the story of two quarterbacks and one grown-ass man. Let's start with the quarterbacks. I ended the show yesterday by saying we need to sit back and take in what we're seeing and not take it for granted because we've seen it over and over and over and over again without a single ounce of a diminished return from Thomas Edward Brady. Right?
Yep.
And take it in, folks, because last night we saw a 44-year-old quarterback start his 7th career Super Bowl title defense season, trying to end the longest drought in the history of the NFL without a repeat champion. It hasn't happened since the 03-04 Patriots did it with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, he had marched down the field. 10 minutes, 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady had the ball. He had the ball, and they were up. 28-26, if I'm not mistaken. He marches down the field, 6 minutes and 2 seconds. That was the drive. If you score, game's over. You're up by 9. Cowboys have the ball back with 5 minutes left. Game's over. Brady marches down the field. He takes 6 minutes, 2 seconds, throws the ball to Chris Godwin. Phenomenal play. Godwin trying to go score, fumbles the ball.
Give me that.
So Brady just worked for 6 minutes for no reason. Now the Cowboys get the ball. They go down and score. So as mad as Brady is mentally, he has to put all that to the side and go do what he just did all over again because one of his teammates let him down. One, that's a testament to life. That's a testament to family. That's a testament to work. But in this moment, that's a testament to Tom Brady. So for me, it's things like that Brady did that made him more impressive last night.
That man is 44 years old. He and Vinny Testaverde are now the only quarterbacks ever that age to win a single NFL game. He will have the record himself when they win their next one. What did you see from your old teammate?
Same old Tom, 44 years old. I better get on the TB12 diet and start eating avocados and all that stuff and hydrating my body weight in ounces, whatever that is. That'd be like 5 gallons a day. But anyway, I just think that when you look at Tom, he's still got it. He still can make every throw. He still has command of the offense. He has the respect of everybody around him. And I'm telling you, when you're a defender and you go against Tom Brady, you see him across the field, you go, dang, that's Tom Brady.
I'd be starstruck too if I was a rookie and saw Tom Brady on the other side. I'd probably get kicked off the team because I'd be too busy watching him play rather than doing my job. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
All right, everyone chiming in on this season opener. Here's this tweet from Magic Johnson saying, tremendous game. Tom Brady performed his magic once again to lead to that dub. Julian Edelman, very simple. Just the little goat emoji.
And our top story tonight, once again, and still, is Tom Brady. And the first day we came on the air at NFL Networks, Week 11, 2003, he was a mere one-time Super Bowl champion about to start his back-to-back run. And here we are launching the network's new studios in 2021, and he's still there. And it's not even an ounce of a concern of, well, let's take a look at him and see what he's going to look like. Oh, that's in the back of our minds, I guess, for a split second. But how silly and stupid to all the people who said, well, yeah, the Chiefs moved him on to Cincinnati. Yeah, that was the end of him. The guy last night made every possible throw you need. The run game was not there. And he made every possible throw you need. A third down throw that he hit Chris Godwin in the hands on in the fourth quarter, and it bounced off of Godwin's hands. it was one of the most beautiful balls. It was about a 30, 40-yard attempt, and it would have set them up inside the 10 and potentially made it less of a game. What a throw that was, with people all around him. His audible to Gronk in a cover 0, where Gronk scored one with hardly anybody on, with DeMarcus Lawrence. Tank Lawrence was on him.
Yeah.
Okay? Tom Brady's like, okay, they're playing cover 0, and let's see if Gronk can fake on Tank that he needs to be blocked by Gronk, which I'm sure Tank Lawrence is like, this is good eats. And then all of a sudden, because look who's behind him going for a touchdown that Brady's throwing him wide open. Gronk.
You see he's got a guy over him covering him. Like, it looks like there's a DB there. I think it's Keanu O'Neal on this one, man-to-man. But Brady knows that guy is going to blitz. And now he knows Gronk is going to block DeMarcus Lawrence, and DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be responsible for Gronk if he goes downfield. And that's just next level. Like, that is like, there's only a few quarterbacks in football that are going to recognize that and make that type of switch at the line of scrimmage with this type of play. So now go ahead and roll the tape, guys, if you can. And you see he's blocking. DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't do a bad job. You see he's right there. He's a 280-pound defensive end. He's not used to covering Gronk downfield. That's just an unbelievable execution and ability to recognize by Brady. And okay, go ahead, just play the rest of the highlights. We're good now. But that just was a phenomenal moment of just showing again the mastery Brady has of the quarterback position is truly special.
You can't show Tom Brady anything he hasn't already seen before. He saw that blitz coming. He knew where the hot read was going to be, and he went there, and he was unfazed by it. He had a guy in his face, but he had complete confidence that Gronk was going to be open, where he was going to be, fired the laser, still has that arm. Amazing to see that arm on display.
The second touchdown to Gronk.
Yep.
He picked up that blitz. What kind of communication, connection were you guys having on that play?
Yeah, we played together a long time, so I think that's part of playing with someone as long as that is we have a few little tools in our toolbox, and Gronk made a great adjustment, and glad we executed the way that we had talked about it.
Dak Prescott had more moments, but Tom Brady's moments meant more. And for that reason, I think Brady's more impressive.
I heard at breakfast this morning that they gave Tom Brady the ball with a minute or something left. Like, why would you do that? Who does that? Where you do that at?
I mentioned it in previous videos, but why would you give Brady the ball with time? That's just suicide. I mean, the man made a documentary against time. Now you're putting time on his side? That's just asking for an L.
All right, the NFL tweeting this out with 1:24 left. Tom Brady knew. It's all in the eyes. Unbelievable. I mean, the comeback here, out of control. The final 31-29 Bucks.
You're right. 3 Super Bowls, 2-minute drives, all of them, marching down the field to put your team in position to win football games. I've seen it too many times, and there was a lot of time on the clock. And the one thing that you got to understand about Tom is he's going to put the ball where it needs to be. He's going to move it. He's not going to make bad decisions. He's going to go to his playmakers, guys he trusts. And they've worked this situation I don't know how many times. This is the epitome of situational football. And there is no better player in the history of football that does this better than Tom Brady.
That's one heck of a football game. You guys are trailing by 1, and you get the ball back. What's that huddle like? What's the mindset on that last drive?
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty poised. We've actually worked pretty hard at that through training camp, and it was good the situation came up. Obviously a lot to improve on, but I'm glad we won. Ryan made a huge kick at the end. Defense made some really big stops for us. But yeah, turnovers, penalties, just a few missed assignments, and got to get back to work.
Dak Prescott is not Tom Brady. Nobody is and nobody was. Tom Brady is 44 years old and went down the field whenever he had to go down the field using multiple receivers. Didn't get hurt at all. Had another last-minute winning drive. The context of how he wins games is amazing. He is extraordinary. worldly Tom Brady. He is.
You know, again, last night you saw a few times where look downfield, wait, nobody's open. Let me look around me, reassess the pass rush. Is there anybody around me? Okay, let me get my eyes downfield and make the appropriate throw. And he just did that so many times. And yeah.
You talked about the look that Tom Brady had on his face. That's the look of, I've done this a million times. I've been down. I've had to be in the 2-minute. I've come back from 28-3. And look at all the folks I have to throw the football to. What was interesting to me about last night is coming into Tom Brady being a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we talked a lot about Mike Evans. We talked a ton about some of the time, but it's a lot of Antonio Brown. It's a lot of Rob Gronkowski. You can see that he is ultimately comfortable with everyone that's on the field with him. And Tom Brady excelled
with all the weapons that Tom Brady has, and he will manage to keep them all happy throughout the course of the year. And he's going to throw the ball, as you said the other day. The players will respect him because he's going to go through the reads and he's going to throw the ball where he's supposed to. He's not going to play favorites. He's not going to try to force anything. He's going to take what's there, like with Antonio Brown. Hey, if Antonio Brown's going to get single covered, he's going to be open. Plenty.
That's right.
And I'm going to find him. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's it. He doesn't play favorites. You know, he really doesn't. He is going to play the game to its purest form and go where the defense tells him to go with the football.
You saw the last pass to Antonio Brown, the arc. The first one we showed in that pack, the looping arc to drop it into the bucket.
The fade down the right sideline, yeah,
instead of firing the missiles. So the bottom line with Tom Brady is this. He's been doing it for so long, and he's managed to keep himself physically able to do it. That's really the key. Anything that you do, if you have an inherent high level of skill, anything you do, you're going to get better at with reps, with time, with experience. The challenge is holding your body together when you're playing a sport so that your brain can take full advantage and your body can cooperate, and it all kind of comes together. And usually for a quarterback, it happens in his early to mid-30s, and it peters out by his late 30s. It's only getting better and better. And the physical ability, I'm done waiting for him to fall off the cliff. When he falls off the cliff, let me know. Until then, there's no cliff. There's no cliff to fall off of.
If the box score was reversed, right? If Tom Brady was on the team that had the greater time of possession, if Tom Brady was on the team that only had 1 turnover and the opposing team had 4, if Tom Brady was on the team that had the higher third down percentage, if Tom Brady was on the team with more passing yards and more rushing yards, the game wouldn't even have been close. Tom Brady would have blown out his opponent. So Tom Brady was quarterbacking the team that had less rushing yards, had less passing yards, was worse on third down, turned the ball over more, and yet Tom Brady's team still won.
That 44-year-old quarterback that you've tried to send home for 5 straight years, he looks like he's 24. He is getting better the older he gets. I have never, ever, ever seen anything like it, and I will never, ever see anything like it again. He is the first. He is the last. He is one of one. On opening night, he put on a show of a masterpiece last night. That was one that you put up on the mantle. I don't know what he did wrong last night. I can't see anything. We're going to talk about this in more depth later in the show, but the QBR that he got was a 65, which is scale 0 to 100. It is insultingly low because I don't know what he did wrong last night. The 2 interceptions were not his fault.
Right.
You gave it up. The Hail Mary, you're just saying, I'm going to fling it, and it's a jump ball, and either Gronk's going to come down with it or one of their DBs is going to get it on a carom, and they got it on a carom, right?
I live with that. I don't care.
Okay, cancel that one out. And then the little flip is going to be a screen to Fournette. It looked like he was going to run forever.
Yeah, he got 2 blockers with Diggs.
Okay, and it just goes right off his hands. That is not Tom Brady's fault.
Right.
I'm not saying it was like a perfect pass, but it was good enough right there to catch it.
Right? Leonard Fournette is not a natural catcher
He
of the
is
football.
not a natural
He's not
catcher.
Alvin Kamara. He's not Christian McCaffrey catching the football.
Okay.
He'll be able to throw the ball at an unbelievable level when he's 58 years old. You know, just because he's got big hands, he's a natural thrower, he's got long arms, and like we talked about with some of the technique and all that and his mechanics, the arm is not going to fall off. So as long as he can continue to keep those other things up that you're talking about, man, he's not going anywhere. And I mean, not this year and not next year the way it looks right now. So we got at least 2 more years of Brady the way it looks for me.
Well, and he's already committed to 2 more years. We really do need to start taking as something other than a joke the notion that he can play until he's 50. Because I'm starting to think he can.
It's scary. I mean, maybe he can. I've never, you know, like Collinsworth and Al Michaels said, and I think Tirico said it one time in the pregame, you know, we've seen people play into their mid-40s in other sports, but not to this capacity. Not to where you still go, damn. I mean, he's 45 and he's still one of the best in the sport.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.